and it's similar to what you do, or you've been doing much longer than I have, which is you write up the script, you've got the idea, you've been thinking about it for a long time, and then you start actually cracking into it, and then you start to get a better idea of whether it's actually going to be any good or not, and whether you have the confidence of making it a thing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my experience of making this Supercars video. Is that I did 2 scripts. The first one I gave up on partway through it because I just thought it wasn't video-ish.
Wasn't working out the way you wanted.
It was more of an essay than a video. I think it was my main problem, and I was going to go way too far and long, and so I stopped and started to...
There's value in that as well, I think, but yeah, make what you want to make. What works for you. There are many... I've watched many 50, 40-minute long, hour-long video essays on YouTube. They just talk about one topic for an extremely long time. Yeah.
Is that really what a video essay is? Do they just write up an essay and then that's the video?
Well, I don't know. It's just like a discussion thing. It's just like here's a lot of things that I'm thinking about for this topic, and then I'm just going to make a huge video about it, I think. It's the general idea. There's a guy who... Well, there's a guy who I watch on YouTube who structures them a lot more properly in actual essay form. I forget what his name is, but he makes essentially like essays on why certain video games fail and stuff like that. Why he has a series called like this game didn't die, it was murdered or something like that, and they're always very structured in like a very kind of essay way. So that's his thing. There's his value in it.
Alright, that's pretty much what I did. Wrote up the essay and started having a go at making it into a video.
Yeah.
So what's your process? Is that pretty much it? You write up the script? Well, it always starts with an idea. You always
start... It starts with an idea.
Yeah.
If I had to take an average, the idea usually occurs maybe 6 months before the video. That's just my process because I think of ideas very often, and it takes me a while to get to them because these videos take a long time to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I'll do is I'll get into the mood, and I'll just kind of sit down and I'll jot out a script, and then I'll leave it overnight. I'll look at it the next day and think, all right, is this good? Do I like this? Do I need to change things? Are there parts that I feel aren't as clear or need touching up or whatever? Needs more jokes, what have you? And yeah, then I kind of go from there. With my script writing, I'm pretty... I don't want to say slack with it, but rather I'm kind of forgiving with myself. When I first started doing it, I did like multiple rewrites and stuff like that, but I have a particular style now, which is kind of it makes it feel very, I guess, organic, in my opinion. So I often go with like what is essentially the first draft, except cleaned up a bit. But I think it's also because by now I have like a structure that I follow.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I pretty much just replicated everything that I did at university, where you do your sort of starting bit, giving people the idea, this is what I'm going to be talking about, and then just kind of carefully sliding into the entire thing, and then wrapping it up quickly at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I structure you'll notice actually if you watch a lot of my videos nowadays, for a lot of the big essays, they're often structured in multiple parts. It's kind of how I do my writing. So I'll do like an introduction, and then like say, for instance, the Scout Update one was split up into the days, right? So then I'll kind of like do each paragraph is a different day for the thing, In that way I can kind of keep them, so it's like little digestible segments instead of one huge thing, which can be a little bit daunting. Yeah, trying to segment things like that, and right off the bat, establish what's your goals for the video, I guess. What are you trying to say and what needs to be said first? I don't know. I feel like for me at least, that makes it sound more complicated than it actually is. Like for me, I don't know. It comes fairly naturally nowadays. So it's just like, all right, what do I need to say first? Okay, here we go. And then I just kind of start writing what's on my mind and how I would talk about it and how I would describe it and go through kind of essentially the list of all the things that need to be said and write them in my own way, while having a tab on the side as well for research. I say a tab, I should say an entire window with multiple tabs to keep referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and the thing is with my writing is I'm a great procrastinator, but when I start, I just fucking go, man. And I'll write the whole thing in one sitting.